hata tumetuangalia kama gavana. Sasa tunataka utuletee kiongozi ambaye sasa atachukua nafasi yako kuwa kiongozi wetu wa Meru. Wewe ndio utatuonyesha ni nani.
Sasa nataka akuje akae kwa hii kiti nilikuwa napewa, ataweka hapa. Ili no ntune mwana onjuri. Dawa gitije na tutetherie tumwikeje mata. Sindio? Na kwa sababu mimi nikiangalia naona yeye atakuwa gavana wa Meru. Sasa kijana, wewe si kijana kidogo, ni kijana ambaye anaweza lipa ndeni ya baba yake. Anaweza kukalia kiti ya baba yake kama baba yake hayuko, lakini akiwa na baraka za baba yake, si muhazi, si mpinduzi. Mbele ya wajumbe wa Meru ambaye wanatugambira kule Linjiko, wako hapa wakishuhudia na chiamani wao na waziri uliokaraga nyumba ya witho wa thirikari mbele yao na Arua na mbele ya njuri ncheke ya Meru. Ugote mwana kaire uitegemeo ya Meru. Wewe ni tegemeo kutoka leo. Ondobo tuina maono na tutethio tuite aibune. Thank you. Umeambiwa wewe ndio tegemeo letu na kurubanjuri bonde bakuona ndi na rameto yetu yitete yerekerete.
Thank you. You can post that video. Mr. Adrian.
Yes.
According to your assessment of that video, and first of all confirm, the young gentleman that has been introduced into the podium and sat on that stool, who is that gentleman?
That is our deputy governor or the deputy governor of Meru County.
What is he told to do, or why is he being invited in front?
They are crowning him to take the position of the governor.
So they are crowning him, installing him as the governor of Meru.
Yes.
To take over leadership.
Yes.
In that meeting, you are able to see other leaders in Meru?
Yes.
Is that the same function where the MCAs were present?
Yes.
The same day?
Yes.
Finally, Mr. Adrian, did the elders in that function who are presiding over that function had the blessing of the Njorincheke Council of Elders to conduct that function?
Actually, no. The answer is no. Because Njorincheke members got annoyed. That was on a Saturday, and on Monday, we went to Uru. That is the quarter of the 3 sub-counties, that is the whole Tigania. And we denounced what happened at Nchiru. And we said we will even go to cleanse that shrine, because what happened there is not what should happen in a shrine. Because a shrine is a holy place. It is a holy place. Even you cannot even kill an animal there. You cannot initiate a person into Njorincheke in that shrine. You are not allowed.
Lastly, is the Njorincheke Council of Elders opposed to Governor Kawira's leadership in any way?
No.
Has it in any way advised her removal from office?
No.
That is all for this witness, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Counsel for the County Assembly, your witness for cross-examination.
Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Maranya, Counsel for the County Assembly. I will take the witness through the cross-examination. Bwana Royeru.
Yes.
For how long have you been the chairman of, as you have said in your paragraph number 1, the chairman of the caucus of Jorincheke Council of Elders of the Ameru community. For how long have you been?
I think it's that position.
When were you elected, in other ones?
I think 2 weeks ago.
Or 2 weeks ago? That is after that meeting or before the meeting?
After that meeting, but I had other positions in Jorincheke.
Were you conveniently appointed for purposes of your evidence today?
No.
Will I be right to say so?
No.
You have also said that you've been holding other positions of Jorincheke.
Yes.
So, just to confirm,
Yeah.
were you elected after the impeachment motion was tabled in the County Assembly?
No, because
When were you elected? When it is
I was
when the actual
elected,
date?
I think, yeah, it's just...
You were elected after the impeachment motion was tabled in the County Assembly.
I think so.
I'll be mindful of time because I'm on time restriction.
It's okay.
Will it be true for me to say that you are elected, therefore, for purposes of your statement today, so that you come under capacity of Jorincheke's chairman?
No, because I could have come even as a mere member of Jorincheke.
But does the Jorincheke have its hierarchy of in respect to communication?
Yeah.
Does any person, can any member of Jorincheke communicate on behalf of the entire group?
Yes.
Anybody?
Anybody, because in the olden days, there were no leaders of Jorincheke. There were juries or the wise men who are the leaders of Jorincheke. It is just recently when we started now having chairmen of the houses, chairmen of locations, chairmen of...
And it's your evidence that nowadays you have to speak through your officials. That is your evidence?
No.
You said in the past there wasn't.
There wasn't, and even now, there is nobody who is senior than the other one, even though we use the titles, even that title that I am using. It cannot make me the spokesman of Jorincheke.
Very well noted. You are the oath. As you speak, you are the oath.
Yes.
And you said you are a member of Jorincheke.
Yes.
You have vowed to speak the truth.
Yes.
Are you conflicted in this whole scenario? Does your son-in-law work for Meru County government as a chief officer?
Yes. I have children.
I have asked, does your son-in-law...
Yes.
Would you state his name? To this or not, Senate? What is his name? What is the son-in-law? What is the name of your son-in-law who works as a chief officer in the county government of Meru?
It's Akwalu Mugambi.
Victor Akwalu Mugambi. Could I be right to say that you are here just to protect the impeachment of the governor and by extension protect the loss of job of your son-in-law?
No. Reason being, I have to say the reason. Reason being that my son-in-law was vetted by a competent assembly, and he passed the vetting and he was
that notwithstanding, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I put it to you that you have a conflict of interest as far as the Meru County government leadership is concerned. Will I be right to say so?
No, you are not right.
You have produced a clip allegedly played at a Jorincheke forum. Was that a formal Jorincheke forum?
Actually, it wasn't.
I am asking, was it a formal Jorincheke forum or not?
I am saying it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yes. I am contented with that. I'll take that. You have said you are a veteran member of the Jorincheke.
Yes.
That's so?
Yes.
Can an oath, as you have alleged it, be conducted in a forum other than a formal Jorincheke forum?
It can. If you are misled, you can do the same, and that's why we are saying as members of Jorincheke, we are going to cleanse the shrine because it was not done at the right time.
It was not done
at the right place.
At the right place.
Yes.
Therefore, a Jurincheke oath has to be done with their formalities to be followed before you administer an oath. Is that your evidence?
Yes, it is.
You said also that there need to be, one of the formalities is slaughter of an animal. That's so?
I said there is.
Is that so? Is that so?
No, I am not going to accept that because.
My question is simple, Mr. Chairman.
I was specific.
Please listen to my question.
Yes.
Is it a prerequisite that for you to administer an oath, you have to play some things, including, which you said you cannot even say here because they are non-members, members who are not initiated to Jurincheke.
Yes.
You said includes slaughtering an animal.
Yes.
Was it that? Or you want to recant your evidence?
No, what I am saying is, I said the Kidiri oath thing. That is not Kidiri oath thing. It is an oath thing, but
so
not
therefore,
Kidiri.
How many oaths does Jurincheke have?
Jurincheke has 3.
Sorry?
It has 3.
It has 3.
Yes.
And the three are members required to slaughter an animal?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Is there any that is conducted in presence of members?
No.
No.
Yes, unless even it's done.
Now, in that meeting, I want to ask you whether the meeting was composed of only the members of Jurincheke.
No.
No. And it's your statement that an oath can never be conducted in the presence of non-members.
It is.
It is your evidence that an oath has to be conducted in strict presence of members only.
Yes, by strict Jurincheke elders.
Yes, and anything conducted with presence of non-members is not an oath.
It is an oath. Because the ones which were used there.
Now, Speaker is speaking from both sides of his mouth, saying this at the same time and saying it again. It is your evidence, Mr. Chairman, that anything conducted in presence of non-members is not an oath. That's what you've said right now. It's on record.
I did not say that. Why I'm saying I did not say that.
On record. It's on record anyway.
Maybe you got me wrong.
Therefore, you mean that an Jurincheke oath can be conducted in presence of non-members?
By wrongdoers, yes.
You are qualifying your answer. I want an unqualified answer. My question is simple, and don't be evasive. You are here to tell the truth.
Yeah.
My question is, can an oath, a perfect oath properly so called, of a Jurincheke, can it be conducted in presence of members not initiated into the group, what I'm calling non-members?
I have said no, but it happened that day.
That means if it happened, the same is not an oath.
It is.
And the conduct of the witness need to be noted, Honorable Speaker, for avoidance of that. As a member, as a seasoned member of Jurincheke, have you participated in the conducting of oaths before?
Yes.
You have conducted?
Yes.
Can an oath be taken in the absence of an accuser and the accused?
Yes, because that oath.
Or in other words, does an oath involve two parties?
Kidiri oathing involve two parties.
Involve two parties.
Yes.
Now, in that particular oath, who are the two parties involved? Would I be right to say that the two parties involved was, according to you, was the County Assembly of Meru and the County Governor of Meru? Those are the parties involved.
No, I am not saying that.
I am asking you, the parties involved in all this scenario of impeachment are two.
Yes.
One, who does the impeachment? Confirm it's the County Assembly of Meru.
Yeah, it's the County Assembly of Meru.
To impeach who? Confirm it's the County Governor of Meru.
Yeah, the County Governor of Meru.
Was the County Governor of Meru present in that oathing ceremony?
No, she was not.
She was not. She was not present. From the video that you played,
Yes.
I saw the presence of Deputy Governor. Is Deputy Governor a member of Jericheke?
No.
He is not.
Yes.
I also saw a couple of children and ladies in that forum. That's so?
Yes.
Are they members of Jericheke?
They are not.
Are they allowed to participate in an oathing ceremony?
No.
They are not. There's a video, there's a translation to that video that is appearing on the side, on the signs of the same, of the screen, sorry. Was that translation part of the video?
Which one now, in particular?
The English translation.
The
English translation you read, you indicated as the video. Was it part of the video, or it was translated thereafter?
It was part.
It was part.
Yes.
The translation is in which language?
In English.
It's English. Were the elders speaking English?
There are those who are speaking in English.
From their voices, were they speaking
No,
in
they
English?
were speaking in Khmeru.
They were speaking in Khmeru.
Yes.
Therefore, that translation has been, you had to get somebody to input it. Is that so?
I'm sure you're American and you got.
I'm asking a question. That was not part of the original video.
It was.
Is it?
It was translation. And correct translation.
Please be mindful of time.
Yes.
Was that translation part of the video?
It was, because those were the ones which were used. It's only that it is in a different language.
Did they speak in two languages?
Who?
The statement on the video are in Khmeru. The translation is in English.
Yes.
Would I be right to say that that translation was done after the video was covered or was taken?
Maybe.
Maybe. I have heard the Honorable Speaker of the County Assembly speak of one Jacob Lintori, and Honorable Speaker, if we could get to that clip where the first one, where the County Assembly Speaker is making a statement. Speaking of one Lintori, however, your translation spoke of Medeka Lintori. Sorry, the Speaker spoke of Jacob Lintori as a kingpin, while your translation spoke of Medeka Lintori as a kingpin.
Yeah, I used those.
Translate verbatim. Did you have a verbatim translation of
Council, which video are you referring to, so that we pick it up and play it for you?
The first video that was played, that was video. KM7. I'm told it's KM7 by the Council for the Governor.
KM7.
Yeah. Please read the name in capital. That is, please confirm that the name you can see is Mithika Lintori. On your translation.
Mithika Lintori, yes.
Twembunge Meru batu tukaenda sauti emwe.
That is
Na tutongere tu munene wetu witwa Mithika Lintori.
What did he say?
Ni untu.
What did you can post up?
What did
the governor say? Sorry, what did the speaker say?
That they will be led
by who?
By Mithika Lintori.
And what is written on the what is the name of the kingpin, the leader?
Mithika Lintori.
And confirm that the same is not Mithika Lintori.
So you are telling?
Confirm those are two different names.
I cannot confirm because I know him.
This is an interpreter who was interpreting verbatim what has been said.
I cannot confirm that I know him the way I know you.
Confirm that what is written there is Mithika Lintori and not Mithika Lintori.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
Therefore, that translation is not capturing the actual one stated by the speaker. It's different.
According to you, but
Not according to even according to yourself.
according to me,
Yes.
Mithika Lenturi is the same as Mithika
Translation,
Lenturi.
verbatim translation. It is not a verbatim translation of what is being stated. Is it so?
Yes.
Very well. You said you were not allowed anywhere close to the gathering of Jorincheke. Is that so?
Not in
You said
gathering
you
of
not go there.
Jorincheke.
That was your...
Not in gathering, not in Jorincheke gathering.
Yes.
You see, there was a podium where the leaders were working at Mithika Lenturi, if that's what you want to hear. Mithika Lenturi.
You did not go closer to the... Despite you being the chairman or an official for quite a long time.
I think, if I can be right, you saw those people under uniform. And anybody who had no uniform could not reach where they were performing what they were doing.
Now, of all that conversation that we've had from the members from Honorable Kawira Mwangaza and from other members,
Yes.
have you had any word that you can point out to me making reference to removal of governor or impeachment of governor? Anyway, you can refer the technical persons to it, where they have mentioned removal of governor or they have mentioned impeachment of governor.
They have not measured,
They have not mentioned. I will take that. I will take that.
not be quick to take, because I should also add what I want
You
to
have
add.
answered my question, and so successfully. Now, what was the purpose of that function?
The purpose.
Yes. What was it meant?
Actually, it was announced through the local
What was the purpose of that
may I come
function?
to
Leave
the
alone
point.
the announcement.
I am coming to the point.
No, mindful of time. We are here on a time constraint.
Honorable witness,
Yes, please.
please answer the question.
Sorry, Speaker. Yeah.
Proceed, Counsel.
Very well, Mr. Speaker. And thank you. What was the purpose of that meeting?
The purpose was to plant trees.
The purpose was to plant trees.
Yes.
And was not a formal meeting of Jorincheke. Can you transact a Jorincheke meeting in a tree planting forum?
It happened that day.
It happened that day.
Yes.
But ideally, should
No,
it happen?
it should not.
It should happen.
Yes.
You said you were there briefly. How brief were you? Yeah?
Maybe, I think, an hour and 1.5 hours or 2 hours.
1.5 or 2
I cannot
hours.
be specific.
You can be specific.
Yes.
How long did the meeting take?
It took long because
How long did it take?
very many hours, because
Like how many hours? They took a whole day, it took 2 days, how long did it take? That's what I want to
it
take.
took around 7 hours.
Around 7 hours. Therefore, you only attended just a third
Yes, I attended that.
of that meeting.
Yes, but I followed everything because it was live.
Or you followed because it was live.
Yes.
That means much of what you are saying or what you're insinuating, you were not presently there when it occurred.
What is not much?
You were not there. You left
Because I have said
after 1.5 hours or 2.5
Yes.
hours, and it took over 7 hours.
Yes.
You were not there. You have spoken of, you have produced a clip where the former governor of Meru, Kawira Mwangaza, says that you will be our governor. Is that so? You will be our, you will be our.
Yeah.
He actually says in Swahili, wewe ni tegemeo.
When
That's so?
Tegemeo,
Wewe
we
ni
are
tegemeo.
seeing you becoming the governor of Meru.
Did he say when you become the governor of Meru? Did he say whether it's now or in the future?
He did not.
He did not.
Yeah.
There is a statement that wewe ni tegemeo, which you have translated loosely to mean you are our leader. According to you, is that translation correct or incorrect?
It is correct.
What is a leader in Kiswahili?
Kiongozi.
Kiongozi.
Yeah.
And it's not tegemeo. What is tegemeo in Swahili?
Tegemeo in Swahili.
Yes.
It is tegemeo.
No, sorry, what is tegemeo in English, sorry? In English.
Huh?
What is tegemeo in English?
Tegemeo in English?
Yes.
Tegemeo in English is that...
Is it being reliable?
We depend, or we
is
can
being
depend
depended on?
Yeah, depend
Or
on.
being reliable?
Yes.
Confirm, therefore, according to your interpretation of that translation,
Yeah.
that tegemeo does not mean a leader. Tegemeo does not mean leader in English.
But according to what was
I am
taking
asking
place,
a question. Please confirm, according to your just added translation, that the word tegemeo in Kiswahili does not mean leader in English.
Actually, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yes.
Please now confirm that that was a wrong interpretation of the translation. Is that so? Being mindful of time again.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that video, you have spoken of sour milk. The second video that was played, Council.
Come again?
17? KM 17, video number 17.
Yes.
There's a reference to milk.
To?
To milk, sour milk, what you call to as sour milk.
Yes.
If the clip can be played for the interest of the honorable senators. Yes. There's an interpretation. The clip, kindly, if the same can be, so that I yield some minutes to my colleague to wipe.
Inyang'ombe iteta kunyorujite naye.
The last clip. Is that 17?
Ana vetu baratu kuthomithia bakara bwega irazima mero giteatea.
Towards the end, honorable speaker.
Githira yari SMC be yabo ndekaire. Bure kirwa njara ne akoroba njuri ncheke.
But there's a reference to milk.
Githira chapter yetu. Araka MCA je ni puinde. Kambo ya kalono kap. Kindo watokea anto ba mata. Oh, brother, ame. Inyeta wa na ba. Bueno. Bate ke ko ba bueno no. Deriete ke ne ko ye. Nkawa.
For avoidance of wasting.
Yes. Tore akoroba meru. Okay, akwedro area. Oe. Okay, there were
in other words, for avoidance of wasting time, there was reference to milk, which was interpreted to be sour milk. Is there a difference between milk and sour milk?
Yes, there is.
In the clip, did they refer to as sour milk or they referred to milk?
I have not seen that one unless it is played again.
Anyway, now I want to, among my parting shot, when did the conversation of impeachment of governor begin? When did that conversation begin?
It was after...
When did it begin?
It began,
yes,
after the function that was...
When was that function was on 14th of October.
Which function?
That function was on 14th of October.
Then what is your question?
I am asking, confirm that that function was on 14th of October.
Yes, it was.
Confirm that the conversation of impeachment began way in August or September.
No.
When was the motion? Do you know when the motion was tabled in the County Assembly?
No.
You can't tell?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
You can't tell when the motion was tabled?
Yes.
Wrong. Have you read the motion itself?
Me?
Have you read the motion of impeachment against the governor?
No.
You have not read.
Yeah.
And I want to put to you that one of the grounds of impeachment includes misappropriation of public funds, usurpation of county powers of the statutory bodies. What does your evidence today answer to any of those charges that the governor has been charged to have committed?
No.
It doesn't address to those questions.
Yeah, because my affidavit is different from that one.
And it does not address the question of...
I think, Council, I think that is to the senators to decide. Really.
Very well, very well. I'm well guided, Honorable Speaker. You have stated that during Cheke elders, they are responsible for shaping the leadership of Meru.
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
And they have indeed shaped all the leadership of Meru. The election of leaders, they have informed, they have advised, they have shaped it. Is that so?
Actually, that one has not happened to this case that we have now.
Not the case. I am asking, in the past, they have shaped the leadership of Meru.
Yes,
They have influenced the leadership of Meru.
Not influencing.
They have shaped it.
Yes.
Including that of the impugned governor. Including that, the leadership, the election of the governor who is being impeached.
No.
So,
no. The reason why I'm saying no,
yes,
is because there's no time that, or there is no time that we have sat down as in during Cheke, either to advise the governor and our deputy.
Honorable Speaker, for the sake of time, I will yield a few minutes to my colleague, Mr. Morioki, to conclude.
Now, Council, cross-examine on different areas. Because
Yes.
I noticed with the other witness,
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You actually cross-examine on areas that your colleague had covered. So if an area has been covered, just don't go back there.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honour Adrian.
Yes.
You indicated while standing there.
Yes.
That when an oath is administered, things are said which you cannot even speak in this Senate chamber. Is that correct?
I did not say that. What I said there are things which are used which I cannot say in this chamber.
Exactly. And in that video that you have seen, can you point us to any of those things in the video?
Which ones?
The videos that have been played.
Yes.
Can you point us to any of those things that you have referred to?
No.
Thank you.
Only the ones.
Thank you. Bwana Adrian, you will agree with me that the word used there, muchietio, means to swear, right?
Yes.
And the word, the proper Kimeru word for oath is muma, right?
Kushitia and Muma, they are the same. They are synonyms.
When Adrian, you said...
Council, you know, other than the Senator for Meru, I think Mofaya, those are the only ones who understand Kimeru. If you start exchanging with the witness on Meru words, you know, you're basically leaving the Senate behind.
Mr. Speaker, I'm well guided.
Please.
Bwana Adrian, are you a registered voter?
Yes, I am.
Did you vote in the last election?
Yes, I voted.
To the best of your knowledge, is a governor installed by the Council of Elders or is a governor voted in by the voters?
The governor is voted in by the voters.
So your testimony that the Council of Elders installed a governor is just hearsay and information that cannot be relied on.
That's why I'm here to say that was wrong.
Thank you. When you look at your video, that you have played, what is the title of the video that is provided by the that you have provided by your council? Does it say tree planting?
Tree planting.
Thank you. Where did you say that event took place?
Chiru.
And you will agree with me that that place where the event took place is the main shrine of the Njorincheke Council of Elders.
Yes, it is.
It is in fact the headquarters.
Yes.
And you will agree with me that ordinarily or rather that you said yourself that an animal cannot be killed at the shrine.
Yes.
And it was also your testimony that oaths are administered when animals are killed, or animals have to be killed for an oath to be administered.
I cited one oath, that is Kediri in Kemeru.
You have testified that no elder, even the chairman, speaks on behalf of the council, right? No elder speaks on behalf of Njorin Cheke. That is what you said.
I said, you can speak as a leader. And then I said, in those days, there were no leaders. There were juries or the wise men who were the leaders of Njorin Cheke.
You said while standing there that even someone with a position like chairman
Yes.
does not speak on behalf of Njorin Cheke. That is what you said.
I think you got me wrong.
No, Council, I'm getting a bit uncomfortable. I wish you could cross-examine on areas that your colleague has not cross-examined on, because otherwise now you are basically you're starting as if your colleague hasn't done any work, because all those questions that you're asking are exactly what your colleague has asked, and answers have been provided.
Thank you, Mr.
Speak
Speaker.
on areas that have not been covered by your colleague so that we make progress.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm well guided. And Mr. Speaker, I'd like to request that the first video be played so that we point out some inconsistencies between the translations and the words that are spoken.
Na ntukwena arua akwenda kuga twembunge Meru batu tukaenda sauti emwe na tutongere tu munene wetu witwa mthi kontrole nturi. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Ni untu inyang'ombe iteta kunyorujite naye.
Pause.
Kwa kenda Meru eta.
Did you hear that speaker ask a question? You had a question?
Yes.
Can you see any question on those translations?
The question mark is not there, but the statement is there.
Can you see any question there? That is the question I have asked.
That's why I'm saying it is only the question mark which is not there, but his statement is there.
The speaker speaks or talks about Meru progressing or Meru going ahead. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the cows being turned to.
Is that appearing anywhere on those captions?
Well, you see, I think it appeared on the first one, if I am not wrong.
Can we proceed with the video, please?
Oh, kenda Meru eta mbere. Ana vetu baratu kuthomithia bakara bwega irazima Meru egite atia igwatanire. Ngithira yari MCA be yabo ndekaire. Bure kirwa njara ya kuruba Njorin Cheke tuindiria chapter yetu. Haraka MCA je ni puinde.
Pause.
Kambo ya kalono kambo kidogo watokea ante bamata. Kana ya muno.
Pause the video.
Baba tana aroma.
Mr. Witness, does the speaker say, or does the speaker ask for some people to come so that a hand of blessing may be laid on them?
Yes.
Does that appear anywhere in the translations?
Which one now? The one now.
The translation that you have provided.
That is not the translation.
Thank you. That is not the translation. Thank you.
I'm saying that is not the translation which you're asking. Unless if the video is replayed.
Mr. Adrian Aruyaro.
Yes.
The story that is being told by the speaker who is currently holding the mic right now, is it part of the Kimeru folklore? Or the general collection of the Kimeru culture and stories and what have you?
It is.
Thank
But
you.
It is referring,
Thank you.
It is referring to somebody.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, or rather, witness, you will agree with me that Article 11 of our Constitution recognizes culture as the foundation of our nation.
Yeah.
You will agree with me that there is no single illegal activity that has been shown in those videos.
No, because the
Thank you.
whole thing took place.
Thank you. You will therefore agree with me that trying to paint the words of those speakers as anything other than what they were, a blessing and a culture of folklore being told, is an attempt to disparage the culture of the Meru people.
No, because I have not done that.
Mr. Speaker, that is all from me. I discharge the witness.
Thank you. Now, honorable senators, we have 5 minutes to seek any clarifications or questions.
Apologies, Mr. Speaker.
Or re-examination.
Yes.
Re-examination.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll take less than 4 minutes in re-exam. You have been told that several of those translations are inaccurate.
Yes.
Were you relying on the translations, or you are relying on your own understanding and of the Kimeru language?
I was relying on my own understanding of the Kimeru language.
Did you correctly translate what was being said?
Yes.
You have also been told that that was a tree planting ceremony.
Yes.
Is that your testimony?
Actually, it was not, because in that clip, we have not seen anywhere where we planted trees.
Thank you very much. You have also been told that that could not have been an oathing ceremony because, number one, all elders were not present, that we had also non-members of Njori in that ceremony. Did you witness an oath being administered?
Yes.
Lastly, did you witness the deputy governor being installed as the governor of Meru?
Yes.
Did the elders in that clip have the blessing of the wider Njurincheke to administer the oath?
They don't, because Njurincheke does not crown a governor. A governor is voted. If Njurincheke has that powers, we could not have an electoral commission.
Honorable witness,
Yes, please.
Answer the question as asked by your counsel.
Yes.
Did they have blessings of
No.
Njurincheke?
No. They did not have blessings
Yes.
of Njurincheke. That is all for this witness, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable senators. We have 5 minutes to ask questions or clarifications. The Honorable Sharanke.
Mine is, Mr. Speaker, to the witness. Mr. Witness, you have told us that the Meru County Assembly was competent when they vetted your son-in-law who happens to be the chief officer.
Yes.
Is it competent now that it carried out the impeachment proceedings? Number two, in that meeting, was the word impeachment of a governor used? And number three, when were you appointed as the official of the Njurincheke? And finally, Mr. Speaker, do you have an authority to speak on behalf of the Njurincheke? And in that meeting, whether the cabinet secretary in charge of forestry and environment was present in that meeting? I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Proceed to respond to that question.
Yeah, may I start with the first word, where I talked about the competence of the county assembly. If the county assembly, I said it vetted my son-in-law, and he passed the vetting. About impeachment, I think these are two different things. Impeachment, there are rules and regulations about the impeachment, and also vetting. They are not the same, they are rules. So you cannot compare the vetting of my son-in-law to the impeachment of the governor. You have asked me about when I was elected, not unpicked, elected. I said this about 2 weeks ago, but I had other positions. I am the organizing secretary of my house, which is known by the name Ruadene during Checker House. So I have been a leader even before being given the position of a chairman of 3 sub-counties. The other question, please, Honorable Senator, can you come again? Because I did not
Was
write.
the CS in charge of forest and environment present in that meeting, in that tree planting meeting?
Yes, she was there. And what surprised us is a function being attended by a senior person like the CS for environment turned to be political, and it was a tree planting function.
Honorable Kavindu.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the witness. What does it exactly mean when the jury JK group sits somebody on a seat and announces him? Does that mean that they have removed the current governor of Meru and sat another governor on the seat of Meru? What does it mean, and what impact does it have?
What it means, Njuri Cheke is powerful in our community, and anything that Njuri Cheke says is taken seriously. But Njuri Cheke has no mandate whatsoever to do that, even though it happened on that day. It is not the stand of Njuri Cheke. Actually, because even if you do that, you cannot remove the incubating governor from our seat. It's only that you make people think that that thing will happen.
Now, honorable senators, we need to move to the next witness. You can stand down there. The counsel for the governor, kindly call your third witness.
Mr. Speaker, sir, our next witness is Dixon Monene. The witness shall be led by Ms. Frida Kimathi. Thank you.
So would you wish to take an oath or some? I'll take an oath. You take an oath, eh? In that case, you read this text. What's your faith? I'm a Christian. With all the Bible on your right hand.
Proceed to take the oath.
I, Nkanata Dixon Munene, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my colleague, Ms. Kimathi, will take on to the witness for about 10 minutes to address a certain aspect of the claim, and then I will continue in the exam in chief. We expect to take around an hour.
You had 4 hours. You had 4 hours. Now you've done 2. You remain with 2 hours. So if this witness takes 2, the other witness will take the other hour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For record purpose, my name is Brida Kimathi. Mr. Nkanata, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Dixon Munene Nkanata. I'm the CCM Legal Affairs, Public Service Management and Administration at the County Government of Meru.
Do you confirm that you swore an affidavit in support of the response to the governor?
Yes, I confirm.
And is this the affidavit on page 46 of the response of the governor?
Yes, it is.
Do you confirm that the signature at page 72 is your signature?
I confirm.
Mr. Nkanata, have you had the opportunity to read the motion?
Yes, I have.
Could you kindly read for us count number 1A? Count number 1, claim A.
Okay, the count number 1 is misappropriation and misuse of county resources. Under that, the governor, it's alleged that the governor has grossly violated those provisions of the law by, in the following way: A, the embezzlement of county funds through the governor's sisters, in brackets, Rose Kinya Guantai and Miriam Guantai, brother, in bracket, Kenneth Guantai Murangiri, brother-in-law, in bracket, Nefat Kinywa, and the nephew to the governor's husband, Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, all of whom are from now on collectively referred to as the governor's relatives.
It was claimed yesterday that 78 million shillings have been, or rather has been misappropriated by the named people in that claim. Is that true?
That was the allegation, but that is not true.
It was also alleged that it was claimed that this 78 million has been met by an account of 2 million shillings. Is that true?
Again, that was the allegation, but the position is that the charge and the particulars of this charge, this count, was directed towards particular individuals. That is Rose Kinya Guantai, Miriam Guantai, Kenneth Guantai Murangiri, Nefat Kenywa, and Edwin Mutuma Murangiri. And in the process, we sought to get information on the as it appears in the record of the IFMIS, for these particular individuals, the payments that were made that would have been attributed to these particular individuals.
Is this the claim? Is the claim that you're referring to based on the IFMIS that they have presented?
Yes, it is based on the IFMIS record that appears on page 17 to 29 of their documents.
Is there any allegation that has been made for failure to account for the 78 million that was alluded to yesterday?
There is no such an allegation in this particular account. There is no actually an allegation of the amount that the governor is saying to have failed to account.
In your understanding, Mr. Kanata, the payment that you've just explained, that I alluded to in the IFMIS extract, are these payments made subject to a specific budget or budgeted allocation? Yes,
the payments were made pursuant to the budget of County Government of Meru, budget of 2022-2023, and the vote end of the Office of the Governor.
And what is the nature of that budget item?
It's basically a recurrent expenditure. The Office of the Governor does not have a budget for development. It is recurrent expenditure.
And you confirm that there is no allegation against the governor for failure to account for this amount?
There is no such an allegation.
Now, an issue was raised around the entries in the said IFMIS extract supplied by the County Assembly. And the issue raised described prepayments. Is there any complaint in the motion that you read about the prepayments?
There is no such a complaint on prepayment in the motion.
And in any event, what do you understand generally on the term prepayment as presented in the IFMIS extract?
Well, my understanding on the term prepayment as used is that these were funds or money that was paid before a certain activity would happen. For instance, you're supposed to travel, you get paid in arrangement to that travel. There's supposed to be an event that's supposed to be organized. There is payment in preparation of that event. Those are prepayments.
And what happens to this prepayment after they've been paid? Is it like, is there an accountability for the same?
They are supposed to be accounted by the person to whom the money is being deposited into in the account.
So you confirm that prepayment is actually an accepted practice, so to say?
Yes, it is. And in fact, if you look at that IFMIS extract from page 17 to 29, I would like to take you through it, give an example on the same. Some of the prepayments that appears in the first, on page 17, you realize that there are a number of entries on 1st July 2022.
Mr. Speaker, sir, that is page 17 of the volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents. Proceed.
Yes, on 1st July 2022, there are payments whose item description is prepayment, 9 of them. I would like to confirm that those were payments that were actually made in the previous regime. That is the regime before the regime of Governor Kiraito, the former governor, Meru County.
In any case, is there any charge that the governor is facing for failure to account for these prepayments?
There is no such a charge.
Kindly proceed to count 1B. If you could read for us count 1B.
Count 1B is the withdrawal of county funds under the guise of payment for various supplies by the governor's relatives, yet they, that is the governor's relatives, yet they are ineligible to tender for or supply any goods or services to the county government.
What would you say is the basis for this charge? Or what is the charge based on?
Okay, the charge still is based on the complaint that was alluded to, that appears in the volume.
Is this the complaint on page 1 of volume 2?
Yes, page 1 of volume 2 to page 29. It's the complaint of one Duranira Salesio Mutuma.
In this charge, it has been alleged that the governor's relatives supplied the county government, or rather funds were misappropriated through the governor's relatives, where they supplied the county government with supplies. What is the nature of those supplies? Or rather, are you aware of any supplies that were made?
Okay, I'm not aware of any supplies that were made by the alleged governor's relatives. But from the complaint, from the phase of the complaint, you can see the item description called hospital supplies.
Yes, can I take you to page 6 of volume 2?
Yes, I'm there.
Specifically, item number, the voucher number is 65735.
Yes. Yes, it reads hospital supplies and others. And
you confirm that the mover of the motion alluded to the fact that the supply of this specific voucher was for hospital supplies?
Yes, that was what was alluded by the move of the motion. And the reason why we did not be able to explain this further is because the charge is as against the governor's relatives. It is against the governor's relatives who had been previously listed. And under this particular complaint, on the phase of page 4 to page 5 and 6 that you've taken me through, is that these are transaction history between Kadhure Rukaria Catherine, who has not been listed among the alleged governor's relatives.
Yes, regardless, but in relation to that charge, I would like for you to read us, to take us to page 19 of the Ifemis extract of volume 2 of the bundle of documents of the County Assembly.
Yes,
page 19.
I am there.
On that page, can you see the voucher number 65735 that is alleged to on page 6 as hospital supplies?
Yes, I can see it.
Could you read to us what this, can you confirm that this is the same voucher number?
Yes, it is.
And what was the payment for this specific voucher number made for?
Hospitality supplies.
So would you say that this is a deliberate attempt to misrepresent facts by the mover of the motion?
Yes, I would say that it was a deliberate attempt by the complainant, and the mover of the motion fell into that by concluding that that was a hospital supplies as opposed to hospitality supplies.
Okay. So let us go back to the IFMIS report that is from page 17 to 29 of volume 2.
Yes.
Was this report formally requested for and supplied?
No, the same was not, it wasn't, to my best of my knowledge, it wasn't.
Is the report presented before this House certified?
It is not certified.
Well enough. It's been alleged that some vouchers lack 1 or 2 signatures. I refer you to the vouchers that we produced on pages 19 to 342 of our exhibit, index of exhibits. It's here. It's okay, you don't need to. Yes. You're aware that that the governor produced vouchers on pages 19 to 342?
Yes, I am aware.
It's been alleged that these vouchers lack 1 or 2 signatures. In your knowledge and understanding, can you explain this?
Yes, I can explain. When we were required to respond to this motion, we were given 3 days to respond to the same. As a matter of fact, at the moment, the external auditors in Meru County, and some of the documents that we would have wanted to rely on are documents that they are with the external auditors. So what we did, we got copies of documents. We got copies of documents from the Chief of Staff. And it appears that some of these copies of the documents that the Chief of Staff made, they are not copies that were made as a final, for instance, a final voucher that has been signed at the time of making the payment. These are copies of the vouchers that have been signed and forwarded. Thereafter, they have been forwarded to the Department of Finance so that they can effect payment. So we find that in some of the copies of the vouchers that we have attached, the Director of Accounts is indicated as to have not signed. Because this is a copy that was made from the copies that were with the Chief of Staff.
So are you confirming that the original copies are with the external auditors?
Yes, the original copies are with the external auditors, and if we have been given more time to get them, or
final copies rather.
The final copies, which are the original copies, they are with the external auditors, and I'm sure that all of them have been signed.
So is it your testimony today that this impeachment motion is immature in that?
Yes, it was, in my opinion, it was premature because we should have waited for, if at all, they wanted to insist on bringing a charge as against misappropriation and misuse of county resources, then it would have worked well or better for them to have a report of the external auditor who is carrying out their audit at the moment. And that is even further emphasized by a letter from the CEC Finance, which letter appears in their bundle of documents on page 30, I believe, page 30 of their bundle of documents, that is volume 2. It's actually page 31. Where it gives an explanation that the Public Finance Management Act under Section 164 makes provision for the county treasury of the county government to prepare and submit to the Auditor General the annual finance statements in respect of county government in formats to be prescribed by the Accounting Standards Board. She further indicates the document that usually accompany this, as the statement would include the services for which the appropriated money was spent, the amount actually spent on each service, the status of each vote compared with the appropriation for the vote, a statement explaining any variations between the actual expenditure and the sums voted, and any other information specified by the county treasury. So this is information that would have, all this would have helped to explain those entries in the IFMIS. And if at all there is any issue, it would have been flagged.
Thank you. Now, from your understanding then, is there any impeachable offense on these two on the account of the governor?
I don't see any impeachable offense in my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Kanata. Mr. Speaker, sir, I yield the witness to Mr. Kubasu.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my name is Okubasu. I'll take on to the witness for the remainder of the questions. And I want to start by a claim that was made about employment of traffic marshals. For this, I will refer you to page 394 of volume 2. 394 of volume 2. And I want to ask you a question for this House, which is it true that the governor established and recruited traffic marshals?
It is not true.
What is your response?
My response is this. The governor flagged a pilot test for traffic marshals. And this is an explanation that is gotten from page 394 of the letter of the county secretary to the county public service board, where the county secretary indicates that the town, that is Meru town, has been overwhelmed with traffic jams, making its special services such as ambulance and firefighting get inconvenienced and with repercussions. So the existing enforcement officers who are in charge of cleaning the town or ensuring that there is no traffic jams could do this work. Who could do this work? There are few.
Council, kindly direct the House on which document you're making reference to.
We are referring to volume 2 of the County Assembly's document, at page 394 to be precise.
All right, proceed.
So in that letter, the county secretary confirms that they have pilot tested the initiative using the cleaners by training them and having them do this work. And they found that the initiative was highly successful. So it is a letter requesting the county public service board to create the positions of the traffic marshals.
So that it is your position that those positions for traffic marshals are yet to be established.
They are yet to be established. They're in the process of being established, subject to meeting the requirements that the County Public Service Board indicated.
Okay. We'll leave that issue and then we go to an issue that is raised under on cleaners that have been designated as senior support staff. And I want to lead you to page 373 of volume 2. Page 373 of volume 2. Do you have any explanation as to the designation of a cleaner as a senior support staff?
Okay, I indicated that as the CCM of public service, I do not have any information as to a designation of a cleaner into a senior support staff. And the copies of the payslips that have been attached here, I cannot tell as to their authenticity. All I have noticed is that the purported senior support staff are being paid the same amount a cleaner is paid, which is 15,000 per month. That is the gross, the basic salary, which is the basic salary for a cleaner. So I would highly suspect that this is something that has been edited from cleaner to a senior support staff.
Okay, I think very well go with that. Now, there is this allegation about Nefat Kinywa being assigned the position of the Director of External Linkages without a competitive recruitment process. It's an issue that arose here.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What is your position about it?
My position about this is that Nefat Kinywa, who is an administrator in the office of the Deputy Governor, was deployed to perform the functions of a Director External Linkages. This was done after the person who had been appointed, the substantive person who had been appointed for that position, who is Vincent Mutueri, after his academic qualifications and degrees were verified by the County Public Service Board, they found that those documents were forged. And for that particular reason, his appointment was revoked. So this deployment was made awaiting substantive appointment of another direct external linkages.
Okay, has that happened already or not yet?
It has happened.
It has happened?
Yes.
Okay, how about the other claim that was made of Kenneth Mwiti Riungu and being appointed without the approval of the County Assembly?
I also confirm that Kenneth Mwiti Riungu was not appointed as a chief officer, but deployed to perform the functions of that particular office. And a deployment, it is something that is allowed in law by the County Government Act, where a public officer, in this case the county secretary, can make deployment awaiting substantive appointments.
Okay.
And on the same note, that if such a deployment have been made irregularly, the County Public Service Board has the authority in law under Section 64, subsection 5 of the County Government Act to take corrective measures, which include to nullify that particular deployment or delegation.
Okay. Okay, I'll ask you one final question on this issue, and this question, I want you to look at page 295 of volume 2. Page 295 of volume 2, and request you to confirm that the appointment or deployment of Edwin Mutuma, Kenneth Riungu, and Gitobu Nkanata was done, number one, by the county secretary. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct.
And second is that it did not affect only those 3 employees.
Yes, it did not affect the 3 employees only.
Okay. So how many employees were affected, if you may tell this house?
17.
17 employees. Is there any complaint in respect of the 17 employees?
There is no complaint, but there was a petition that was filed in court by the same Salesio Duranira on illegal appointment, alleged illegal appointments and deployment by the county secretary, where he sues the county secretary. That matter is still pending in court.
Okay. Fair enough. I will ask you, I'm about to finish. There are questions about the appointment of Monica Kawira, Dr. Kome Mudhuri, Francis Muigai, and Silas Mbabu, that these people were appointed in an acting capacity for more than 6 months. Is that a correct allegation or it's not?
It is not correct.
What is your explanation to that?
Is that Monica Kagwema was appointed in acting capacity on 17th of May 2023. 6 months are yet to lapse. The other two, Dr. Kome Mudhuri, was appointed on 23rd August 2023 in acting capacity still. And it's still not 6 months after his appointment in acting capacity.
So that your position is that the positions these people are acting for 6 months has not substantially ended for most of them?
It has not, and there is no evidence that has been put in place to confirm that or substantiate that allegation.
Okay, there's a question about 100 staff that have been employed by the governor in her office. Is that a correct position?
It is not a correct position. And
what is the correct position?
To my knowledge, I have not seen any letters of appointment signed by the governor appointing these particular employees under the office of the governor, and that these particular employees are usually appointed by the County Public Service Board. That is one. Two, it is not true that the number that is alleged there, it is the number of employees that have been appointed under the office of the governor. Some of them are cleaners, casual cleaners who have been designated into to clean the offices of the governor, the residences of both the governor and the deputy governor. And these are employees that essentially are under public service.
Okay. I'll ask you two questions about the grievances of the deputy governor in relation to employees. And one of them is, it has been claimed that the deputy governor has been frustrated by taking away of some of his employees. So question number one is this: to the best of your knowledge, and I saw this in the affidavit of the driver, how many drivers does the deputy governor have?
He had 4 drivers.
So your testimony is that the deputy governor had 4 drivers?
Yes.
Okay, one of the drivers has complained that the county wrote a letter acknowledging non-existent resignation letters. I want to take you to page 366 and page 367 of the volume of the governor's response, the indexture to the governor's response, the blue document. And I want you to confirm to this house whether it is true or not true that the county government wrote a letter acknowledging non-existent resignation letters.
You sent page 367?
366 and 367. Of the document by the governor. My question is, I want you to confirm to this house whether or not there was existent or non-existent resignation letters.
There was resignation letters.
Is that found anywhere on the record?
Yes. There is a letter of resignation, page 366. There's another one on page 367.
So there are actually resignation letters. Is that correct?
From the face of it, they are resignation letters.
Resignation letters. Has any of those employees taken the county government to court in respect of those resignation letters?
None of the employees have taken the county government to court.
To the best of your knowledge, has anyone been charged in the county government for forgery of the resignation letters?
I'm not aware of any person.
Okay. So I'll finish just by asking one question on the IFMIS. I will repeat. I will go back there, and I just want you to confirm one thing to this House on the charge of misappropriation of funds. Please confirm the date when the governor assumed office.
On 25th August 2022.
On 25th of August 2022.
Yes.
Now, the IFMIS document that we have been given predates the date when the governor got into office. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are there entries that are similar in nature during the time when this governor was not in office, and they are similar to what has happened after she got into office?
Yes, there are entries as I have pointed out.
Can you just flag out 2 or 3 of them again? And that will be the last question from me. At page 17. Of volume 2, that is?
Yes.
By the County Assembly.
The first 2 entries are on prepayment.
Okay.
And the third entry also is on hospitality supplies.
So that all those correspond to what happens after the governor comes into office?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, sir, that will be all in exam in chief for the witness. I will hand him over for cross-examination.
Counsel for the County Assembly, you may proceed to cross-examine the witness.
My learned friend, Mr. Dixon Monene, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please confirm to the Senate your professional background.
I'm a lawyer by profession and an advocate of the High Court.
Practicing with which firm?
I stopped practicing when I joined the county government.
In which firm were you practicing before you stopped?
OMK Advocates.
Who was your partner in that law firm?
There was Isaac Kazungu. There was Dr. Okubasu.
That was our colleague who just examined you a while ago, right?
Yes.
As a learned man, we can take it you're fairly familiar with the laws of Kenya, right?
Yes.
I want us, before we go to those laws, who is the accounting officer in the office of the governor?
Either the chief officer.
Either the chief officer.
Under the office of the governor or the chief of staff.
But as a matter of fact, who is the designated accounting officer for the office of the governor of Meru County?
It's the chief officer, apparently.
His name?
Her name is Naomi.
Okay. You will agree that would ordinarily be the person testifying to accusations of embezzlement of funds, not you who heads a different department. Wouldn't you agree to that, sir?
It depends.
Who ordinarily, sir, you're a lawyer, let's make it easy. Who, as a matter of law and fact, and ideally should be responding to the allegations about embezzlement of funds, is it you or the accounting officer?
The accounting officer.
Good. Does the Meru County government have a CEC for finance?
It does.
What is her name?
CPA Monica Kadhono.
Monica Kadhono.
Yes.
you will agree with me, even if we were to take it that there is no accounting officer, that will be the next person in line that will be better placed to tell the Senate about misappropriation of funds, correct or incorrect?
In assumption, yes, correct.
I put it to you, sir, that the reason none of these officers has been called as a witness is because they know from their professional background they cannot defend the allegations before the Senate.
That is not true. The reason is because many of the allegations that have been made here are on employment, and we could not bring every employee of the county to answer to these questions.
We are with the allegation of embezzlement of funds. I put it to you, sir, that the reason the governor has not called either of these two officers to defend the irregularities on these IFMIs is because those officers cannot, as professionals in that line, defend the content of these IFMIs, the irregularities on it.
That is not true.
That is not true. You just told the Senate that...
Dr. Mudomi.
Yes.
Just a little bit housekeeping. How much time do you need for purposes of cross-examination?
Mr. Speaker, I see myself taking at least an hour with this witness, which I'll be sharing with my learned friend, Mr. Boniface Mawera, and time permitting with Mr. Mari Maranya.
1 hour might be too much.
It's my challenge, Mr. Speaker, is you note of all the affidavits filed by the governor, the bulk of the governor's defenses in this witness's affidavit. He speaks to very many things. The length of his affidavit clearly confirms it. That is the only reason we beseech you to grant us at least an hour.
Very well. We are going to give you 30 minutes. We take a break for lunch, then you resume and work within that time.
Much obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Mr. Dixon Monene, it is your testimony before the Senate that the transactions on the IFMIS report at page 17 to 29 relate to the period when Governor Kiraitu was the governor, right?
That is not true. I have said that it transcends between the two regimes. When the governor, former governor was in place, and when the new governor, the current governor is.
It transcends the two regimes.
Yes.
Would you agree with me this document, sir, has hundreds upon hundreds of transactions?
Yes.
Would you also agree with me that out of these hundreds upon hundreds of transactions, only 12 cover the period when the Honorable Kiraitu Murungi was the governor?
I'll have to confirm that.
Okay, we will confirm with you. Go to page 17. What is the date? At page 17 of the first transaction?
Sorry, 1st of July 2022.
When did the governor assume office?
25th August.
25th August.
Yes.
So, when you will agree with me, after the first 12 transactions, all the other transactions on page 17 cover the period when the governor, Kawira, was the one in charge, right?
Right.
That applies to all the transactions on the next page, right?
Right.
And the next page.
Yes.
And the next page.
Yes.
All the way to the end.
Yes, until the end of the financial year.
Good. Therefore, you will agree with me, sir, that more than 99% of these IFMIs relates to a period when the Honorable Kawira was the governor for Meru County. True or untrue, it's there on the document.
have not necessarily seen more than 99%, but the majority.
Would you agree more than 90%?
Yes, I would.
Good. It is therefore not correct or even fair to suggest that it is someone else other than the Governor Kawira Mwangaza who should be questioned about the irregularities in this IFMIS.
That was never the suggestion.
Okay, that was not the suggestion. We'll deal with it later. Is there anywhere in the impeachment motion where we mention hospitality?
Yes.
In which paragraph? And what page? Is there anywhere we have mentioned hospital supplies?
No, various supplies.
Yeah, but everywhere that was made of the phrase hospital supplies vis-a-vis hospitality supplies.
That is in your annexure.
I'm talking about the motion, sir.
It is not in the motion.
Good. I would assume, sir, as the head of legal in Meru County, you're familiar with the County Governments Act. Is that a fair assumption for me to make?
Yes, it is.
Let's go to volume 3 of our Bado. Mr. Speaker, volume 3 of the Assembly's Bado. Go to page 19, sir, of that volume. You see there is section 30 of the County Governments Act. Right?
I'm not there yet. I'm trying to. You sent page
19 of our volume 3.
Yes.
What is the title of that section 30? Mr. Dixon Monene, what is the heading of that section as per the statute?
Functions and responsibilities of a county governor.
It talks of two things. One is functions, right?
Yes.
The other one is responsibilities, right?
Yes.
You will agree the word responsibility connotes accepting the consequences of one's actions and omissions, even as a matter of ordinary grammar, isn't it?
Sorry?
When we say the responsibility of so and so, aren't we saying, using another derivative of the word, they are responsible for the things listed there?
Yes.
Therefore, you would agree the governor is responsible, as per this section, paragraph A, for diligently executing the functions of the office. Diligence is the word used, right?
Where are you?
The requirement here is one of diligence, paragraph 2A.
Yes.
You will also agree with me, sir, as a matter of ordinary grammar, diligence connotes active engagement, not the idea of saying it wasn't me or it was the work of someone else. Doesn't it connote exercising close supervision, paying attention to detail? Does it connote detachment from the matter at hand, so that I am detached? It wasn't me. It was the county secretary. It was the chief of staff. It was other officials. It wasn't me. Does this section permit a detached governor, a governor who is detached from what is happening in our own office? Either it does or it doesn't, Mr. Munene, and you are a lawyer, please.
It connotes that the governor should diligently execute the functions and exercise the authority provided for in the Constitution and legislation, the governor's authority.
So it means the governor's authority is to be exercised diligently.
Yes.
Not in a nonchalant or careless or I don't care type of approach, isn't it?
Diligently is the word.
Diligently. Let's go to paragraph 3. Before we go to 3, above there is a Roman I. Does it require the governor to ensure the discharge of any function within the county and within the provision of any services? Doesn't it mean the governor is responsible, going back to the title, for ensuring the proper discharge of all the functions of the county executive?
Which Roman?
Roman I. Section 30, subsection 2, Roman I.
So what I have, it says that by a decision notified in the County Gazette,
yes,
the governor shall assign to every member of the County Executive Committee responsibility to ensure the discharge of any function within the county and the provision of related services to the people.
So the governor does not just assign responsibilities to CECMs or indeed any other officer. They have to ensure the discharge of the relevant function, and going to the previous section, diligently, isn't it?
My understanding is that the governor shall assign to every member a responsibility. And this responsibility, it is to ensure the discharge of any function within the county and the provision of related services to the people.
Fair enough. Let's go to 3. Can you read the opening line to subsection 3?
In performing the functions under subsection 2, the governor shall.
It says the governor shall. So this section is speaking to an obligation of the governor, correct?
Yes, it is.
As a matter of fact, as the eminent lawyer you are, this is a mandatory obligation under the canons of interpreting the law, isn't it? The word shall, isn't it connoting an obligation in the nature of a mandatory duty?
It is, but no, I mean it's I don't think it's mandatory.
Okay, we will live with that. But what does it say the governor shall do as per paragraph A?
Shall provide leadership in the county's governance and development.
The governor shall provide leadership in the county's governance.
Yes, and development.
So the governor is the leader when it comes to issues of governance in the county, isn't it?
Yes, and development.
You will agree with me, sir, the question of embezzlement of public funds is an issue in the realm of governance. Is it or is it not?
It is.
And if it is, and the statute says the governor shall provide leadership, it is not therefore open to the governor to throw junior officers under the bus when the statute says it is our responsibility. Correct or incorrect?
I have not said that the governor has thrown junior officers under the bus.
Our defense, if you have read it, is that it wasn't me. It was someone else. And to be precise, if you want me to quote her defense, she says, if this embezzlement occurred, it occurred under the care of other officials who are independently answerable to the county assembly and who independently bear responsibility. That's the defense I'm interrogating, my learned friend. Is that defense consistent with this paragraph A, which says the governor shall provide leadership on matters of governance?
I would beg to see that paragraph that you just quoted on the governor's defense.
Oh, we'll of course show it to you, sir.
Thank you.
Just a minute, Mr. Speaker. Open my...
As you do that, Dr. Mudomi, be mindful of the time. And if it's taking longer, you can move on to the next line of your questioning.
It is, I'm about just to, only that my computer is playing games with me, but I'll find it. It is paragraph 12, Mr. Speaker. And I'm sorry we lost time on this because my learned friends shouldn't really be denying something that is in black and white. Can you read paragraph 12 of the governor's response, sir? It will be on the smaller bundle of the governor's documents, Mr. Speaker.
You mean the paragraph appearing in page 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you read it for us?
The impeachment motion is, therefore, a means to a selfish end by the deputy governor, who is the ultimate beneficiary if the governor is removed from office. Indeed, the bulk of the allegations against Her Excellency the Governor largely constitute matters that this Senate found the governor not to be in wrongdoing during the first impeachment by the County Assembly. In any view, many of the said allegations are essentially matters within the docket of other county officials who bear responsibility and who, in law, are subject to oversight by the Assembly.
So, sir, that last sentence is the one I'm interested in because it is one of the many defenses of the governor that say it wasn't me. It was other officials. Is that defense, sir, consistent with the responsibility of the governor under section 30, subsection 3, to provide leadership on matters of governance?
Yes, it is consistent.
Okay. Does it go to 3C? What does it say the governor shall do?
3C,
in our volume 3, we're still on section 30, sir.
Okay.
Section C, subsection C of 3, what does it tell us the governor shall do?
In performing the functions under subsection, the governor shall promote democracy, good governance, unity, and cohesion within the county.
Now, sir, you again agree one of the responsibilities of the matters for which the governor is responsible is matters to do with governance. It is the section saying the governor is responsible for it. Correct or incorrect?
Yes, correct. Good governance.
It also talks of the governor bearing responsibility to promote unity and cohesion.
Yes, which in my opinion she has done.
Yes, but you also agree, sir, if by law this is a responsibility of the governor, if there are serious questions about governance, cohesion, and national unity, the governor can say, it wasn't me, crucify someone else. True or untrue, Mr. Munene?
This is a corrective responsibility because
No. Does it say it is a collective responsibility, or does the section say it is the responsibility of the governor?
The section says it's the responsibility of a governor.
Good.
But in other sections,
let's stick to this one. We'll come to the other section.
There are provisions for other leaders to promote the same.
Munene, you're a lawyer, you know the rules. I didn't ask about the other sections. We are talking about the governor. Let's go to the most beautiful of them, F. Can you read to the Senate? One of the things this section of the law says, the governor bears responsibility. What does it say, Adaif?
In performing the function under subsection 2, the governor shall be accountable for the management and use of the county resources.
So the law already says the governor shall be accountable. Initially, we begin with the title of the section saying it is the responsibility of the governor. And now we are being told the governor is accountable. Correct or incorrect?
That is correct.
I put it to you, sir, that based on all these legal provisions, it is not legally open to the governor to say, it wasn't me.
And my response to that is that I have not seen any provision or anywhere the governor is saying it wasn't me.
Even after you read for us telling us it is the other officials and they are independently responsible? Mr. Speaker, I'm being told it's time to proceed for lunch. Maybe you can leave it at that point.
You still have got 7 minutes to go.
Oh, good. I had then read the signal wrongly from the... Mr. Dixon.
Yes, sir.
As a lawyer, to the best of your knowledge, is the government allowed to pay for goods not paid, not supplied, or services not yet rendered? Open for me the section 45 of the anti-corruption.
For goods and services not yet rendered?
Yes, and I'll refer to you again to our volume 3, page 51.
Just take your time.
Volume 3, Mr. Speaker of our Badus. Have you reached there, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, I have.
Section 45, subsection 2 of the Anti-Corruption and the Economic Crimes Act. You will agree that law is a Chapter 6 law. Am I right or wrong? It's a law that breathes life to Chapter 6 of our Constitution. Correct or incorrect?
Sorry?
Mr. Munene.
Sorry?
Is this law the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act?
Yes,
a law founded on Chapter 6 of our Constitution?
It's a law that was enacted even before the Chapter 6 of the Constitution.
Yes, but is it one of the laws, sir, that give effect to Chapter 6 of our Constitution? Either it is or it is not.
Yes, it does.
Good. It does. Now, at Section 45, what does it tell us public agencies should not do at subsection 2, Roman 2, and Roman 3? Does it say public agencies cannot pay for goods not supplied or supplied in full?
Sorry?
Does it forbid, at page 51, Mr. Munene, the county government of Meru from paying for goods not supplied or supplied in full?
It says an officer or person whose functions concern the administration, custody, management, receipt, or use of any part of the public revenue or public property is guilty of an offense if the person fraudulently makes payment or excessive payment from public revenues for substandard or defective goods, for goods not supplied or not supplied in full, or services not rendered or not adequately rendered.
I am interested in payment for goods not supplied.
Fraudulent payment.
Yes. Of course, the Assembly's case is that these were fraudulent payments. We'll come there, sir. But you agree this section forbids advance payments for goods not paid, or rather supplied, and services not yet rendered.
For goods not supplied or not supplied in full.
So does that prohibit prepayment? On its face, either it does or it does not.
My understanding is that it prohibits payment for goods not supplied or not supplied in full.
So, on the IFMI's extract, when the IFMI says these are prepayments, 107 of them, isn't a prepayment a payment for goods not supplied or services not rendered?
Prepayments are for the interests.
Yes, sir, but you have only adduced a few interests. Out of the 107 transactions, you've only adduced interest for less than 10.
Because that was your particulars of the charge, which we responded to.
Let's go, sir, to the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. If you can read it for the Senate.
No. It should be in the document. Sorry, it's in volume 3?
Mr. Speaker, I don't believe that one was printed. It's section 146 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act.
You want the witness to read it out, the provisions of that particular section?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the witness is a lawyer. There should be no hardship in speaking to this issue. It's a legal issue.
Counsel, if it's an act of parliament, it's law. Whether you read it or not, that is what the law provides. So it's better you just go ahead and read.
Fair enough. Mr. Monene, you again confirm that law forbids advance payments. What is the title of that law? Section 146?
A minute. Okay. Some parts. It's on advance payment.
And what does it say?
No works, goods or services contract shall be paid for before they are executed or delivered and accepted by the accounting officer of a procuring entity or an officer authorized by him or her in writing, except where so specified in the tender documents and contract agreements. So there is an exemption.
Such an advance payment. There is an exemption. Many laws have an exemption.
Thank you.
In that note, we need to stop at that note. It's time to adjourn. You will pick it up from there in the afternoon.
Much obliged.
Dr. Tangoli, you will have a balance of 30 minutes when the session resumes in the afternoon to continue with your cross-examination. And Honorable Senators, it is now 1:15 p.m. time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until today at 2:30 p.m.
Right, and that has been a long morning, rather, as the Senate plenary continues for the second day to hear the impeachment trial for Meru Governor, that's Kawira Mwangaza, and this hearing began yesterday. Mwangaza is facing the Senate for the second time under 1 year. It's the second time that she's being impeached by members of the county assembly at Meru County, and some